Hi everyone, this is how I fixed my slow draining vessel sink. Everyone suggests that you put an air admittance valve on your on the back side of your P-trap, and that really doesn't help you because that lets air into the system on the back side of the P-trap, and that's not where the problem lies. The problem lies is that you don't have a release. There's no way for the air between when the water fills up the vessel. There's positive pressure between the drain and the P-trap, okay? And so there's this pressure that builds up in here that forces the water to stay up, and that's why it drains so slow. And so my fix was to buy this T valve, or this T, shoot, I don't even know what it's called. This T piece. You usually buy it for draining a dishwasher. So normally this goes under your kitchen sink, and your dishwasher drain comes into here and then it drains down, okay? So what I did is, the reason why you don't have this problem on most sinks is because there's that little hole at the top of the sink that most people think is for overflow, and that certainly helps with overflow, but that hole goes down in the drain, and what it does is it lets air out of the system, out of the piece between the P-trap and the sink. So there's a way for this air pressure that builds up in here to exit and get out. And so what I did was I bought this T-piece, and there's no water that's going to come down here. The only thing that comes, actually what happens is air exits this. So it goes into this pipe, or into this clear plastic tubing, and you can see that it goes, I've got it going into my wall. Now, I snaked this all the way up the back side, and normally I've got a mirror here. And so what I did was you can buy an outlet, a retrofit outlet. Okay, now obviously we're not running electrical into here. I could have just very easily have taken this pipe and zip tied it or something so that it stayed up. The most important thing, if you see it, the most important thing for this that you need to know about this pipe or this tube is that it is above the sink. Okay, so the reason why it needs to be above the sink, you could theoretically just leave this pipe right here, okay, without the tube. But if you do that and this gets clogged, water that drains through here is going to get stopped in the P-trap, and it's going to drain underneath your sink, and you obviously don't want that. If there's ever a blockage in here, because I have this tube will fill up all the way. It'll be in my wall, and the water level will come to here. So it's not going to drain out into my wall because I've got it above the sink, and the sink will obviously overflow before the water gets all the way up to here. So let's even do a quick test. You can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this with my finger. You can see I'm plugging the vent. I'm going to turn on the water. And you can see that it's starting to build up. Anyone that has a vessel sink knows what this is like. So it's obviously no gusta. So, however, we're going to turn the water off. You can see how slow it goes. Now watch, I'm going to take the air out. Boom! It all lets go because the positive pressure that was building between here and the drain was allowed out of the system up here. Putting an air admittance valve on the back side does not fix that issue. An air admittance valve is for if you have a large discharge of water, say on the second floor. What that's going to do is that's going to cause negative pressure on the back side of the P-trap. And that air admittance valve, they are useful, but just not for this problem. The air admittance valve lets air into the system. Otherwise, that negative pressure pulls all the water out of the P-trap and it lets sewer gas back up through. And that sucks, obviously. The other way that can happen is if you live in an extremely windy area, so the backside of your P-trap is vented to the atmosphere. And so if you've got a very strong wind coming across the top of your sewer vent on the top of your house, that can cause negative pressure. It's called the Bernoulli effect. It's the same thing that helps airplanes get some lift, is that fast-moving air causes negative pressure. And so sometimes if it goes super, super fast, that can cause negative pressure on the back side of the system, and that will drain the P-trap and make your house smell like shit. So, again, I bought this T-junction, normally used for a dishwasher, attached it to a pipe or a tube, and snake the tube above the top of the sink. And so again, normally I just put my mirror there. If you can't do this, if you don't have a place to cover it or to hide it, what you can do is you can do the same thing and you can buy a outlet cover and just drill a couple holes in it. And again, it doesn't need to be this high. I just put mine this high because it was behind my mirror. You could put this, say, right up here, and you just drill some holes in it to let air escape from the system. So, I hope that helps everyone. Thanks, bye.